Hey out there in Slot Car Land, how everybody doing? We're coming at you with kind of a, there we go, a Fray wrap-up show, if you will. I don't have mine's up in the laundry, so he's wearing his shirt, so I thought I'd do that. Kind of a Fray wrap-up show for you. Kind of give you some info on a few things. Some stuff that I couldn't say when we were there. So I thought we'd come up with a video and say a couple of things, put out a couple of apologies. One, I'm sorry for not doing a lot of commentary in the videos that I posted. You really can't. When the guys are racing and they're intense, they don't like a lot of talk around the table, especially if you're standing near one of the drivers that's racing. So that's why there's not a lot of commentary from me about what's going on while I'm at the table. So I want to apologize for that, but maybe next year we can do some like editing kind of stuff, and we'll tape it and I'll bring it home and then I'll commentate after the fact and then we'll post it. But that's just something down the road. Another apology is about not getting anything from Saturday. The team race, and Elijah can vouch for it, you don't have time to tape. What happens is you have to be there at 7:30. There's a driver's meeting at 7:30. Racing starts. We started at 8 o'clock, right?
9.
No, 8. Was it 8? It was 8 o'clock.
I think it.
Yeah, it was 8 o'clock when we started racing, and you're on the clock. The first race at the first table, you have 45 minutes to complete. Then every race after that, you have 35 minutes to complete that table to get to the next table. Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes, like on the purple track, we were done with, 10 minutes, I think, left on the clock?
10 minutes left over, yeah.
Yeah, about 10 minutes left on the clock. Other tracks, like the blue track that you see in the individual race that we posted, that track takes 35 minutes. Because each driver does 10 laps in each lane. So you're doing 60 laps a table. Each person's doing 60 laps a table, and you've got 5 guys that need to get 60 laps in 35 minutes. So you don't really have time to tape. You don't even really have time to think. You're cleaning your tires, you're cleaning your shoes, you're setting it down, and then you're corner working when you're off the racetrack. So you really don't have time to tape. So maybe next year, because we're definitely going next year, so maybe we can figure out some way that we can actually tape some of the team race somehow. Maybe we can get a GoPro and we'll strap it to our hats or something.
Yeah.
So we'll figure out how to do that down the road. Like I was saying before, this right here is our
race schedule.
Our race schedule from Saturday, and as you can see, you've got 7 races before lunch. And lunch was supposed to be at 12:30.
It was right at, actually.
Was it right at 12:30? I think it was like either 5 minutes before or right at 12:30. And then you had another 8 tables after that. So it was amazing. It was really cool. We did pick up a few things when we were there. Of course, there was some people there. Philip. I can't how to pronounce his last name. Had a table there with one other guy, and they had a whole kinds of stuff. I got another G Plus full body chassis. So we now have a backup for parts, or if we want to build this, it's only missing the pickup shoes and the pickup shoe springs. Everything else is there. So
and tires.
Tires. I got tires. That's no problem there. I picked me up another T-Jet body, probably a possible new Fray car for next year. A Bugatti Veyron. Pretty cool. Bought a bag of front ends because we needed smaller tire front ends. And then I bought these 2 because, here, let me give you this one. I paid for all of his stuff, so technically they're mine. Liza really wanted this slim chassis T-Jet. This will be another one that we can add to our What's Your Chassis segment. So now we have a narrow chassis T-Jet to add to that.
Yeah.
And I asked him what he wanted for it, and he said 35. And he goes, but I'll sell it to you for 30, and all I had was 20s. So I'm like, well, what can I get for 10 more bucks? And he kind of looked around and goes, well, any 2 bodies. So I picked up a Yanko Chevelle T-Jet body and a Mercury Cougar T-Jet body. So I'll probably make some stock chassis for these or something. And then Elijah got outside of the Indy car. You want to show him?
Yeah.
Got a really nice Aston Martin. I think that's a DB9.
Yeah.
If I remember right, it's different than the Aston I have, but it's really cool.
This will be my new Fray race car body.
And then we picked up a
non-mag.
non-mag, really nice Daytona. The wings all in one piece. It hasn't been fixed or anything, so it's a really nice car. And I love that color. Out of these cars, I think that's the coolest color combo. That may be the yellow one. The yellow one's pretty cool. But I like that blue. That's a blue one. That's a really cool one. And then this one he got for free from one of our teammates on our team.
Gil.
It's a non-mag chassis, non-mag specialty chassis, which is
gear.
Which is another one to add to our What's Your Chassis segment. So we're building up a pretty good list of What's Your Chassis cars between what we've bought off eBay and what we got this weekend. So that's pretty cool. Just kind of give you guys a little bit of background. This car is what we left here with. You know, really, except for the front end. I changed the front end on it. It had some really tall front end on it. I've kind of put a little lower front end on it. And it actually needs to be fixed because it's not really in there too tight. But this is what we came home with height-wise. I mean, they are just slamming these cars right down on the deck there. It's just amazing how low they're running these cars because they're running a hand-routed track down there. All the tracks, there's 10 tracks. All of them are hand-routed. Brad Bowman made racetracks. So they just got the car slammed down and they're just going like crazy. So maybe in the future we can show you some build techniques for a Fray car for taking to the Fray. Because if you're running a track like ours, you're running a clip track, you're going to want to run higher tires. Because Elijah said that he's run his on here and it's not.
It doesn't want to go.
It doesn't want to go because it's so low to the racetrack and with the joints and everything, it just doesn't want to run very well.
The elevation, the crown gear wants to just drag along the track.
Yeah, so
that's going to mess up your crown gear.
So if you guys are running Fray cars, you really can't, and you're running clip aftermarket track, you still want to run a taller rear and taller front tires. Some of the other stuff we learned you can apply to the car, and we'll go over that in a later episode. But that's pretty much the way it is there. I want to put out some thank yous and some point out a couple of people. One, I want to thank our teammates who didn't even know us when we arrived. And by the time we were gone, we were pretty close. We've got all their contact information. We want to thank Randy Vincent, Lisa Sanders, and her son Ian Sanders. And we want to thank Gil Flores, who's another member of our team, for letting us race with them. Randy, Lisa, and Ian are all from Fortuna, excuse me.
Yeah.
Fortuna. I keep getting that wrong, and they keep making fun of me about it. He knew about me before I got there. He has seen some of the Slot Car Crazy videos, so he's kept calling me Slot Car Dude. So that was kind of funny. But I want to thank them for letting us race with them and taking us in as one of their own. We had a great time. I want to personally thank Rick Phyllis, who runs the Fray, for helping out Elijah with his car and being such a cool guy. And I also want to thank Gil for and he spilled a lot out to me too of info and tech and whatnot. So we want to thank all of them. And outside of that, we want to thank everybody else at the Fray for having such a great time. Everybody was really cool, and everybody really accepted Elijah as one of their own, and it was really fun, especially after they saw how he could drive. It was great.
Yeah.
So he wants to say a couple of things, so I'm going to let him say a couple of things here.
I want to give out thanks to especially Rick Phyllis for helping me with my car and accepting me into the Fray, and everybody else there, seeing us and me as part of all of that's there. And I really, really want to thank Gil for all the stuff that he helped with throughout the Fray with the whole team. He is a wizard at mechanics.
We're going to have to nickname him the Wizard. Just nickname him the Fray Wizard.
Yeah.
So, it was a great time. We're really looking forward to doing it again next year. We're going to be building some cars over the summer and through the winter months, and we'll show you guys some of the stuff we'll be doing. And we learned a lot. We really learned that having a car that is so detailed like this is not really the way to go. They look great and they look cool, and everybody goes, "Ooh, that's awesome." But when it comes to the corner workers, they're like,
confuses them.
It's like, what the hell is this? So we'll order a couple more bodies. These won't be as detailed as our last cars. We may there's an IROC race, an IROC, IROC International Race of Champions kind of thing, which is almost like a driver's challenge race. And if we build cars for that, we'll build some highly detailed cars for that, because that's what that one's all about.
Or we could just use what we have.
But I got an idea for that. I got an idea for that race. I got to talk to Randy about it. Me and Randy may be co-fabbing on that whole thing. So we'll see what's going on with that. So it was a great weekend. The trip home was a little hectic and a little scary. It was pouring down rain on Saturday all freaking day, and we kind of got worried. And we had to drive from Ferndale, actually, from where the Fray's at there at the fairgrounds, to Grants Pass that night. About a 3-hour and 20-minute drive in a pouring, rainy, windy crap all over the road way home. Yeah. It was scary in some spots, but we made it, and we made it back home safely. So everything's cool there, and we're just looking forward to being able to go back and see everybody again and get a little closer, get more closer with everybody and see what everybody's doing. And it was a great time, and I was a little tentative about Elijah being there and how they were going to take it, but it worked out great, and we had a great time and met a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. Met some new people that became friends. My friends became friends on Facebook with a couple of them, and it was just a great time. And the tech that has come up in the last 13 years, the R&D that these guys have done, and the things they're doing with their cars is just amazing. We'll have to go into an in-depth, maybe a couple-part Fray episode about how technical these cars have become. Me and Elijah both think it's basically the Formula One of slot cars.
Yep.
I mean, the R&D and tech that's gone into these cars in the last 12 years, and what they're doing is just outright amazing. So we came a long way. His car came a lot further than mine did, but he had a little more help than I did. He got a little more parts and pieces than I did. So that doesn't affect me any, but. We'll see what we can do with my car. His car's still got some improving that it can do, and my car's got improving that we can do. So we'll just keep plugging away and order some parts and pieces and some new tools that we need.
We need those tools.
And we'll just keep on plugging away, and we'll get our cars ready for next year, and we'll do some of that on the show and some of it behind the scenes. And we'll bring back there again, and hopefully next March. So we love you guys out there. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep hitting that like button, and we'll be back with you in 2 weeks with another episode. We will be working on the project car. And as you can see, it got painted. I got some touch-up work to do on it, but it's come out really nice so far. There's a couple of spots like right there that we need to do some retouch on. So I'll get that done, and we'll do some decal work. And maybe we'll be talking about, I think we're going to talk about power systems and controllers that day as well. So we'll talk to you guys later. Keep racing slot cars and keep having fun. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. And you're going to be seeing more of him in videos here down the road. So get used to him. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.